The Buddhas say it's good if you're closer to truth. It's bad if you're far from truth. That's how you know what's good and bad. How you behave, is your behavior taking you closer to truth? Is your behavior taking you farther from truth? In your relationships with others, are you coming closer to truth? Are you coming farther from truth? And so for us, that means we have to hear again and again and again, what is truth? What is it that we're talking about here that is leading us the right way, and what is it that's leading us the wrong way? There's a story Rinpoche used to tell, and he told many stories, because even though a lot of this can be said to you directly, like I'm being pretty blunt here, it can be said pretty directly, but how you hear it is tricky because of our perspective that's so personal. So a lot of times as we listen to the teachings, we're just relating it to something else we heard. Oh yeah, I heard somebody say that on a TED Talk once. Oh, I heard this once. Oh yes, this is that teaching. And Buddhists do this too. Oh, that's Hinayana. Oh, that's Mahayana. Oh, that's so-and-so, this teacher, that teacher. They're not listening. They're comparing and categorizing. They're not listening. So the challenge then is how to really listen. And so the Buddha used metaphors to explain about how things are versus how they seem. Because how they seem is really dominant. How we experience it in life is very dominant. Especially when we're experiencing, tragedies and atrocities and violence and difficulties. Oh my goodness, it's just so unbearable and unarguable. And so the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and the great masters, they use these metaphors and they use stories to help us understand. And there's one story Rinpoche used to tell. Long ago, there was a fellow on the path to enlightenment. He was trying to engage in a spiritual path, and he met a bad teacher. And the teacher said, okay, you can attain enlightenment. All you have to do is kill 1,000 people. And then you make a mala with one finger from each person. And when you get the 1,000th person, you'll attain enlightenment. And so that was the teaching that he had received. And so he was doing that. He was busy. He had a mission, he had a purpose, he had a reason, and he was killing people. Well, it didn't take long for people to realize he was dangerous. There's dead bodies everywhere, missing fingers. And finally, he was having a really hard time because he was about, 900, 990. He was getting there, but now nobody would go close to him. He couldn't get near anybody. Finally, he had gotten to 999, and there was no one to find for the last person for him to attain enlightenment. Nobody would get anywhere near him. They all ran away from him. The only person he could find was his mother. She was the only one who wouldn't run away from him. But he needed to attain enlightenment. And so he was coming for her. And she looked at this and she realized, oh, no, this is not going to go well. This is going to be bad. He was coming for her. And so she prayed to the Buddha. She prayed to the Buddha, look, I got no hope. He's going to take me. Please help him. And the Buddha appeared. And when he stood between the Buddha was there between the wrong practitioner and his mother, and he said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm the Buddha." And he said, "Well, get out of the way, because he thought, oh great, I'll just kill you and I don't have to kill my mother. And so he started to approach on the Buddha. And the Buddha was farther away. And then he tried to approach again, and the Buddha was farther away. And he was getting confused by that. He approached again, and the Buddha was farther away. And he said, "Quit doing that. Stop it. Stand still." And he approached on the Buddha again, and the Buddha was farther away. And he said, "How are you doing that?" He said, "I'm enlightened." He said, "And you are trying to do non-virtue. It's going to make you farther away from me. You can't reach me that way. You can't accomplish it that way." And he didn't really believe it, so he tried again, and there was the Buddha farther away. And every time he moved, the Buddha was farther away. And he couldn't bridge the gap. So finally, he gave up. And the Buddha said to him, "Look, I'm very sorry, but you're following a wrong teaching. You've been taught that it's okay to hurt and harm others, and it's not. It's going to create greater adversity for you, and you're going to be farther away from enlightenment by hurting and harming others. And you are under the wrong teaching. It can't make you happy and have the power to make all beings happy.